Hello everyone, welcome to my channel A to Z Nursing Notes. I'm Rupinder and today I'm back with another informative video. A lot of subscribers have requested me to make a video on how to get eligibility from US for the NCLEX. So I have made this video. I hope that you find a lot of information, detailed information about the New York State license. Like how to get the eligibility from the New York State. So let's see what is in this video. So in this video, I will be telling you about how to fill the application form for the New York State. Then what all documents to attach with this online application form. Filling of the form 2F and 3F. The overall fee of the whole application process. Then getting the certificate courses done and how to contact the New York Education Department for the application status and the timeline of my RN application. All right, so let's get started. So at the very beginning, when you have to start the application for the RN licensure, so you have to type on the Google NYSED. That is the New York State Education Department, and on that screen there would be this link, the nursing one. You have to click on that link. This screen will open on in front of you, which will be showing the all information related to the nursing field, right? So we will be coming back to this screen later on, but before that, to start with your application, you have to click on this link, instructions for applying for licensure as an RN, right? I am discussing only about the RN application here because most of the applicants in Canada, they do not get the educational equivalency for the RN category, and so they, the candidates, they have two options, either to apply by the US or by the Australia and get the eligibility for the NCLEX exam. And as the new rules of CNO is that if you have passed the NCLEX exam, so you will be able to meet the registration requirement as well as the education requirement. So this will help you to bypass the the process of taking the educational courses and passing them and saving you a lot of time, right? So you will click on this link and then you will be getting this screen. On this screen, there are the instructions for the various licensures. So there are different pathways, and the RN pathway 5, it is for the graduates of foreign nursing schools. That is the nursing applicants who have done their nursing graduate program from outside Canada or outside USA or its territories, right? So you will be clicking on this link and they will be giving you all the detailed information about how to proceed with the application. So the first and the foremost process in this application requirement is that you have to do the New York State approved infection control courses and a child abuse identification and reporting course from an approved provider. We will come back on this later. So these are the two certificate courses which you have to attach along with your online application form so that your application is complete. Then the step 2 is submitting the online form 1, that is the application for licensure as an RN, and for this application, online application form, the fee is $143. Mind it, it is the US dollars, right? And this includes the first registration fee and it should be paid by a credit card. Also, usually the people who are from US, they will be having their social security number, so they will be using their social security numbers if they want to you make the account and then you completed half of the form and then you feel like, okay, I'm running out of time or I'm doing some other work, so we can come back and log in back later and fill the application form. But as we, like people who are applying from outside of US, we do not have the social security number, so we will have to fill this form in one go. Otherwise, you have the option that you can complete the form within the 30 days by using your application ID, social security and date of birth, right? Then Next is, okay, so step 3 is having your foreign nursing credentials verified. So just like with the NNES evaluates all your nursing credentials. So there is again the New York State will be verifying your credentials, that is your education and your nursing registration, right? But in this case, in the case of US application or the New York application, there are two ways in which you can proceed. One is through the CGFNS, that is the Commission on Graduates of Foreign Nursing Schools, and another is that you can directly send your application to the New York State Education Department, right? So it is not mandatory that for in case of Canada you have to go through the NNAS, which is the credentials verification agency. In this case, going via CGFNS is not mandatory. You can just fill the application form and send your documents directly to the New York State Education Department, right? But if you want to go through the CGFNS, then they have given you this link. You can click on this link, create your account, and follow the application process, right? And the option 2 is that you must arrange your credentials for foreign nursing verification and send the form 2F and the form 3F directly to the New York State Education Department. Okay. So once you have clicked on this, online form 1 application for licensure, then you will be coming to this screen, Office of Professions. So what are you applying for? So you are applying for a new license in the state of New York. You're not renewing your existing license, right? So they will be telling you that if you have the social security number, you can come back and always log into your account and complete your application within the 30 days. But since we are not having the social security number, so we will be filling the application in one go. Otherwise, once you create your account, you will be getting a application ID number on your email, and you can always use that later on to come back and fill your application. Okay, then they tell you about the fee, that this fee includes the application fee of $70 plus the first 3 years of registration if you are working in New York State, right? And your payment, it should be made by a credit card, that is by a MasterCard, Visa card, or an American Express card only, right? Then they say that you have to complete all the required parts of the application, otherwise it will lead to delay in your review of the application. That is, you have to fill your correct contact information, that is the mailing and email address and phone numbers. Your name in this application must exactly match the name on your photo identification and the name listed in your NCLEX registration. If you hold other professions licenses, you will need to enter the license name, number, issue date, and the jurisdiction in which your license is valid, right? So they are giving you further information about this. Then what all additional documents that would be needed, there is a list of that. And then once you have completed this, and made the payment electronically, you will be receiving the email indicating that the payment has been received, right? Okay. So next comes the personal information. In the personal information section, so the first one is, do you hold a New York State license in this profession? So it would be no, because you do not have any licensure of the New York State. Do you have a social security number? No. Then mention your date of birth. Make sure that you enter your date of birth in the correct manner. It is correct and entered in the correct format, right? Because this is required for logging into the application. So this is the New York State driver's identification number. We will not be having that, so leave it blank. The country. So you will be selecting country for the address, wherever you are living, the address of that the country where you are living, right? Then your first name and your middle name and your last name. You have to type that. Then your address. Line 1 you have to fill because it is a mandatory field. And then you can fill the address in the line 2 also, and the city where you are living, and what kind of address it is, the business, personal, which kind of address it is, right? Then your phone number. Make sure that you give your correct phone number, right? And then whether it is business or personal, and then your email address. Please, I request you that you enter your email address correctly, because whatever communications you will be having with this, because this is like you are not using any middle agency, so you will not be having anything to check back your application. So all the communication, it would be through the email. So you make sure you give your correct email address, right? So you mention your email address, whether it is business or personal, and then you have to verify the email address again. Okay. So now your your application ID will be generated. So it would be listed here, and you can use this to continue your RN application later on if you have the social security number. But as we will not be having it, so we will be completing the application form in one go. All right. So for the accommodations, if you have been diagnosed with any disability or have a reasonable and require a reasonable accommodation, then you can submit the request for reasonable testing accommodations, right? So if you feel like you need any accommodation, you can state yes here, otherwise no. Then do you have another name that appears on the degree or other credentials? If there is a name change, you can mention yes, otherwise no. Have you ever applied to the New York State licensure in any profession? So it would be no. Then coming to the moral character, have you ever been found guilty of trial, or pleaded guilty in no contest or no low contender to a crime? So it would be no. Are there any criminal charges pending against you? Yes or no, right? Then has any licensing or disciplinary authority refused to issue you a license? Yes or no. Are the charges pending against you in any jurisdiction for any sort of professional conduct? I hope it's no for everyone. But if there is any, you can mention yes, right? So next is, has any hospital license, facility or clinical laboratory restricted or terminated your professional training, employment or privileges? So it's no. Then moving to the next page. Then on every page they will be showing your application ID. Then the examination history. So if you have ever taken the SBPT, the NCLEX or the state constructed examination for the licensure as either as a registered professional nurse or a licensed practical nurse in the United States or its territories, so mark yes, otherwise no. So it would be no. If you have given NCLEX for the US, right, you will be saying yes, otherwise it would be no. Then previous nursing licenses. Do you hold any RN license in another state or US territory? So it would be no. Then you will be providing your elementary or primary school information. Please complete the section below with the details about your elementary school. If you attended multiple schools, use the add new button to enter the detailed information, right? So if you have changed your school during that time, so you can always use the add new button to enter the details of the second school. So you will be providing the name of the school, the city where the school is situated, then the state, country, and the number of years you have attended that school, the start date of that school, elementary school, and then the end date. Then the same information for the high school or the secondary school or the equivalency diploma issuer. So you will be providing the name of the school, city, the state, country, and the number of years attended and the start date in the format of the month and the year, right? Next, there would be the end date of that school, and they would be asking you, did you graduate? So that means that did you pass the school, right? So you would be saying yes. Then the type of diploma or certificate awarded. So whatever it is, you will be mentioning that. Then the date or the certificate that is awarded. So that would be it would be the date mentioned on your certificate, right? So next is the detail. Like I have added another school, so I've added the same information again. So they are asking, did you graduate? So it's yes, and then the type of school, type of diploma or certificate awarded, and the date when this certificate was awarded. And then you can always add the information by clicking on add new school, right? Next is for the nursing program. Now, please complete the section below using the details about your nursing school. If you attended multiple schools, use the add new program button to enter the details of the additional schools, right? Verification of the education must be received directly from the educational institution. If you were educated outside of the US, you must submit a copy of your diploma or degree in the original language. So they are stating that you have to submit the copy of your diploma or degree in the original language. They do not need it in the translated form, right? So you will be mentioning the name of the school or the college where you have done your nursing program, the city, the state, country, and the number of years attended. Like I had done the BSc Nursing 4 years course, so I have written number of years as 4. Then the start date and the end date of the nursing program, and then did you graduate? Yes. Then the type of diploma or certificate awarded, so it was the bachelor's degree in nursing sciences. Then the date when this diploma or certificate was awarded, so that we will be mentioning by taking a look at your degree or diploma, right? Then you can add, if you have taken multiple nursing programs, you can add new school and give the information, right? Now it's the same slide. Okay, now other post-secondary information. So if you have done, like after doing your graduation, if you have done your post-graduation, then you can give the information of that school also, right? Then the mention the start and the end date of the program, and the majors in which, like what was the, like if it was a master's degree, so in which like category, like it, whether it was in medical, surgical, obstetrics, so you have to mention that, right? Moving on to the other slide. So this would be your current or your previous professional licenses and certificates. So you will be listing down all the information about your license which you have. So like I had the registered professional nurse license from India, and the date when this license was issued, then the license number. So I was having an RN and RM license number, so I mentioned both. And then limitations or privileges on the license. So it was the I was awarded the license of registered nurse and midwife, so I've mentioned that, right? Now this is the child support obligation. This is a kind of, if you are the individual who are 4 months or more in the area in the child support. So this is for those who live in the US and they have some obligation related to child support. So we will be stating here, I'm not under any obligation to pay the child support. Then for the citizenship or immigration status, right? So what is your status? You have to mention that. So I have clicked here. I do not reside in United States, as I do not have this social security number, and this is the only one category which I fall in. If you fall in any other category, you can select that. Now coming to the coursework. So there are many, like when you open this New York State Education Department website, you will be getting the list of providers who provide the coursework. I will be discussing about that later in the video. So in this case, you will be seeing that I completed, like you can complete the course before completing this application also, or afterwards also, right? So I have stated like I completed the child abuse coursework and will attach a certificate of completion from an approved provider. So either you can do this, or there is that I completed the child abuse coursework and will mail a copy of the certification of completion to the Office of Professions. Either you can do it either ways. Like if you will be completing it later on, then you can mail the copy to the Office of Professions, just like your other certificates, right? Or there is an option, I completed the child abuse coursework online and the approved provider will report to you electronically, right? So this is for the training related to child abuse, and there would be same for the infection control, training related to infection control. So you have to complete 2 courses for this application, right? Then is the questions related to the gender and ethnicity. So it is what is your gender, then what is your ethnicity, whether you are Black, Hispanic or Asian, right? So we are Asian, so I mentioned Asian. Then additional documentation. Do you have any other documentation that you would like to upload with your application? So it is like any other documents which you will be providing. So of course you will be providing your identification documents and your degree courses you will be degree certificates you will be uploading. So I've clicked on yes. Then there is a section to upload the documents. So if you have listed that you will be uploading the certificates, so you will be providing the certificates. So you will be getting clicking on this drop down menu and selecting the which certificate you are uploading. So this is for the child abuse and training. The next one is for the infection control. So you will be uploading the certificates, because I've already done the courses before, then I've started my application, right? If you will like to email them or mail them directly, then you can skip this part. Then is your passport or your immigration documents. So I have uploaded the passport information, right? Next is I've attached the PNRC registration form in the others category. Then in the others category, I've attached my BSc degree certificate, right? And then you will be getting a summary of whatever information you have filled, so that you can cross check it and acknowledge it. So this is the filled application form. So you will go through it. If you feel like anything needs to be changed, so you will be changing that, right? And then in the end, so this is the licensing information. Then you have the certificates which you have uploaded, right? And in this last slide would be the education program review. So this is related to I give permission to the New York State Department release. This will not be applicable to you because you have not done anything or any education in the New York State. Then you will be submitting your putting on your signatures here and completing the affidavit. That's it. And then you will click on the submit and your application will be submitted, right? So coming to the documents which you have to attach with this application form. So now the form 1 is complete, right? So apart from that, these forms you will be uploading either. If you have already done the courses, you will be uploading the child abuse and infection control certificate, and you will be uploading your passport copy, PNRC registration, and a degree copy, right? But if you have, if you will be doing these 2 courses later on, then you will be downloading the certificates and then sending them directly to the New York State Education Department along with your application ID, so that they know that these certificates are related to your application, right? Now coming to the fee of the application process. So as I've already told you that the online application fee, it is $143 that comes to somewhere around 185 Canadian dollars, and the coursework fee. So this is all the providers, they charge you some amount to create your account. So it is this fee. So I had done my coursework by choosing SueFast. So I took the basic you can say the basic registration fee. This was the minimum one, so which included the course these 2 courses. So I paid the fee of US $39, which is equivalent to Canadian $51. So after that you will be selecting there are multiple courses in that, and this is like a 1-year subscription, and you can choose the courses and get the certificate done after completing the course, right? And it is done online. Then there is a fee for the PNRC verification, which is the form 3F. So you have to complete the applicant part of the form 3F, and then you can put this attach this form to the PNRC online verification form. I have already made the video on how to get the PNRC online verification done, so you can go through that video and get this registration verification done. And the fee for this is $4,000 or 4,000 rupees, sorry. So of that, 2,000 rupees is for filling of the verification of the form, and 2,000 is for the sending your forms by courier, right? Then the fee for transcript verification form 2F, it is 3,000, because This is the this would vary from college to college. So my college had the $2,000 fee, 1,000 rupees fee for filling the for sending the transcript, and I sent it via courier. So it was it costed me extra 2,000 rupees, and together it ended up in 3,000 rupees. Coming to the education requirements, so there would be a child abuse reporting course and the infection control course, and I did it from this UFAS, paid the registration fee of $39, which is equivalent to $51. You can choose any provider from the list given by the New York State Education Department, and the link for the providers is I have given it here. You can select any of the provider you like. Okay, now coming to the Form 2F. So the Form 2F, it is a certification of the foreign nursing education. So this form is only for those who have done their nursing program outside of United States, and those who are not using the CGFNS for verifying their credentials, right? So the section 1, complete the section of form and forward the entire form to the nursing school. So you will be only completing the section 1. Section 2 will be completed by the college where you have studied you have done your education program, and if the transcript is not in English, a qualified translation is also required, right? So you will be sending your transcript in the original form as well as the translated version. And the New York Education Department, they will not be accepting the form and the transcript if it is sent by anyone else other than the nursing school. So this is the nursing Form 2F, right? So here, if you can see, there would be, if you would be clicking on this, the form will open, right? So this is the form, and you will be filling this form section 1 only. So this will be filled by you. It's like check what you're applying for. So you are applying for the registered professional nurse, then your date of birth, then you have to enter your first and last name, your mailing address, right, the state and the city, and then print your name as it appears on the degree or diploma, then your nursing school which you have attended, the address of that school, the dates from which date to which date your education program was, when you got the degree or the diploma, and name of the degree or diploma issued to you, and then you have to put your signatures and date. Now this section 2, it would be filled by the certification of nursing education program. This would be filled by your college, this would be filled by the registrar, and this would be sent back to the by the college to the address that is provided here, that is at the base of the this form, that is the New York, just a minute. So it's the New York State Education Department, Office of Professions, Division of Professional Licensing Services, Nurse Unit, 80 Washington Avenue, Albany, New York, and then the zip code and USA, right? So you will be providing this address to the college. Then there is Form 3F, that is the verification of the foreign professional licensure. And when you click here, you will be getting the form, and you would be downloading. You can fill the form on itself. It is an editable form. You can fill the form and get it printed and send it to the registration verification agency, right? Again, it is for those who are who have got their licensure from outside of US and its categories, and it will not accept the form if it is submitted by the applicant himself or herself, right? So you will be completing the section 1. Section 2 will be completed by your registration agency, and this is the form. It's again the same information, registered professional nurse you will be selecting. Then you will be providing your date of birth, your first last name, your mailing address, city, state, and zip code, and the country, the name of the license registration authority in which you have been registered. Then if you were issued a license or certificate by the license registration authority, print your name as it appears on your certificate. So you will be writing your name, Then if you look at the licensing examination using a different name, then enter that name, and then will be more information, and when this diploma was awarded, and the title on that form, right? So putting your signatures and the date. And then this is the part 2, which will be filled by the registration authority, and again they will be providing the information, their contact information and their stamp and seal, and sending the information back to the New York State application department, right? Now once you have submitted all of these documents, right, so the PNRC will be sending these your forms in a period of 2 weeks almost, right? And your school will also be sending the form, your diplomas or your transcript, right? So you can track the courier and the date when the last of these two forms reach, right? So whichever is the last date, so you will be taking note of that date, and you will be checking frequently that whether your the New York State Department has started reviewing the applications received on that date or not, right? So in the meanwhile, you can contact the New York State Education Department for update on your application. To check the status of an application, they say that we cannot provide the status of your application on phone. So even if you call them, they will not be able to tell the status of your application. And moreover, they say that they allow at least 6 weeks before submitting a contact us form to request a status update. So this 6 weeks starts suppose your application was received on 1st of November. Then at least contact the New York State Education Department after 15th of December, giving them a 6 weeks time frame. They have started reviewing the applications which were received on the date of 1st November, right? So you will be contacting them after 15 December, giving them a time period of 6 weeks for reviewing your application, right? Then there is this is the contact information if you want to contact someone in the nursing cell. So that's Suzanne, executive secretary, and the email address is this, and the phone number and the extension number, and even you can send a fax. So this is the contact us form. So if you go to their contact section, they will give you a link for the contact us form. So you can submit a request. Please choose your issue. So it would be, you will be selecting license application status. You are putting your email address, full first name, last name and first name, date of birth, in the format of month, date and year. And then if you have any social security number, that's so good. Otherwise you can just leave it blank. Then your phone number. And then you can select your profession and state whatever your query is, attach anything, any document you want to attach, you can attach and submit this request. And you will be getting a reply from them. So as I told you that we will be coming back to this slide again. So when you type NYSED and click on the nursing, this page will open. So here you can find the contact us form, through which you can contact with the New York State Education Department and get the status of your application, right? Now this section is where you have to look out. Like I told you that when your application, when you have sent all your documents and they have reached the New York State Education Department, so you note that date, right? So currently this date is showing as 17th August, right? So you will suppose your documents reached on 1st of November. So you will, when this current date, it shows as 1st of November, that means that the New York State has started reviewing the applications that were received on 1st of November. So after 6 weeks from this date, so you will be taking 15th of December. So you will be contacting them, asking them about the status of your application, and they will be responding back to you. Now the timeline of my application, suppose, so this is, I submitted the RN application with the fee on 16th March 2022. The last document It reached on 2nd May 2022, and the first notification by email, like the New York State Education Department, they contacted me stating that there is some missing document. So I was first contacted on 30th August 2022. So, and they asked me about providing the same document, and I had submitted the document by email on the same day, and the file was approved and sent to the nursing unit on the same day, right? And then I got the examination approval on 6th of September 2022. So that's all the information about the New York State Education Licensure Examination, how to get eligibility through the New York State, and all the very best. Thank you very much.